What's up guys, Aroneous here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a speedy FIREKNIGHT 20 run. So I'm on my free-to-play account. I rebuilt my team recently. I made a couple of tweaks here and there for stage 25, and then I figured, okay, maybe I could do the same team and just make a couple of minor changes, minor tweaks to make my stage 20 a little bit faster as well. And I've just landed on my fastest time ever now for stage 20, and that is 49 seconds. It's not bad. If I had Septimus, I could probably do it in like 30 seconds, maybe 35 seconds or so, just because Septimus is a positive affinity because he's green, whereas this is a force affinity. Now, the champion I'm utilizing, though, is Royal Guard, and Royal Guard is a negative affinity. So if he was positive affinity, not only will he be able to be built with less crit rate and more crit damage, which is what you could do with Septimus, that's why you can hit way harder against force, but I hit weak hits. So that's why, because I'm negative affinity, I'm hitting weak hits. So that's why it tends to take 49 to 55 seconds typically. And it's not bad, but I wish it could be a little bit faster. I really wish I had Septimus, because not only is Septimus like a one-hit god, like I think he brings an increased attack as well for an aura. Yeah, so he brings increased attack by 23% in all battles as well. Similarly to Royal Guard, I think Royal Guard, he brings, what is it, a 30%? Let me just double check that though. So Royal Guard brings a 35% in dungeons specifically though, which is very, very good. Nothing to shake a stick at there, you know what I mean? That's a very, very good aura there from Royal Guard. So he's not a bad champion. I just wish I had Septimus to go even faster. And then of course, if I had, I think it's refresh accessories. So yeah, so if I had refresh accessories, then I could go even faster, because if I could proc better, that's even better on every single ability. Plus, if I had Kymar instead of Renegade, and just to show you really quickly, sorry, I'm clicking the wrong button here. All right, so I'm making myself smaller for you. So if I had Kymar instead of Renegade, I would go even faster, because I would need to get refresh gear on my Renegade. She's at 263 speed. I also need more damage. So if I get more damage, that would make it faster as well. But 263 speed is respectable, I'd say. You know, getting that accuracy up is helpful as well, because Renegade does have the attack 3 times at random, 50% chance to place 15% decreased speed buff debuff for 2 turns, which is very, very helpful. Plus Royal Guard is actually, he sort of has to be here unless I can get everybody in the appropriate masteries. I think it's Eagle Eye, not Eagle Eye. Let me go back really quickly to see what the mastery is. So for the mastery, you need right here. Yeah, Evil Eye, not Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye is the accuracy. Evil Eye is the one that decreases the target's turn meter. If it's a single hit, but decreased by 20%. So the thing with Royal Guard, why he's so strong, is because he has a quad hitter right here. So he helps drop down the boss's shield. So because the shield gets dropped with the 4 hitter, it's really, really helpful. And then it literally goes into my Seer, who can then potentially smack if she has her ability back, right? And again, another mastery that you're supposed to be using for Seer and all your big nukers, especially your Cold Heart, is going to be this attack one here, Cycle of Violence. 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn if the damage inflicted by a skill exceeds 30% of the target's max HP, and it occurs once per the ally turn. So you have to have that for the waves. So if you get lucky, on the next wave, I could potentially reset with Renegade, which drops it by 2. Then she gets the Cycle of Violence proc from the offense, and then she hits with the big hit again with the Karma Burn, and then it drops the second wave. We move on to the boss, and then we're good to go. And then hopefully we can just proc the masteries, get the 5% potential procs here. So you're hoping that you can get the Cycle of Magic procs, so there's only 5% chance to proc, right? But if you have refresh accessories as well, which I don't have like any refresh accessories, I have 1 on my Royal Guard here, but if you can get 3 refresh accessories, you're going to get a 15% chance to prevent skill cooldown, which is insane, right? That's why you can get speed runs a lot better, a lot faster. So let me go ahead in here. I'm on stage 21. Let me go to 20. So I'll showcase to you a speed run here. I also have my Cold Heart here, of course. And before I do the run, I'll also show you the team setup. So I have this FIREKNIGHT 20 fast team here. Royal Guard, he's he's not going to do hamstring, not going to do hamstring. So he can do takedown, takedown, and then takedown again. But the first thing he's going to do is hamstring. So he's going to try to help take down the shield. The next person is going to be Seer. Now, she's going to go last in the order, the turn order, right? So she needs to use Karma Burn right away so we can do some damage. But the first thing she tends to do is the knockout ability. So she first does knockout, and then she reduces the turn meter on the boss. And then she goes into the Karma Burn, unless for some reason she has the Karma Burn active and ready to go at the boss, which more than likely she doesn't. So Lydia is going to do Siren's Wail, you know, shut off the nullification. And then she's going to use nullification against the boss, which is a 2-hitter, which is going to help with the shield, right? And then Cold Heart is going to do no Heartseeker, just Art of Pain, and then Heartseeker. But you're going to do Flurry of Arrows first, again, to help take down that shield. And then once the shield's down, she goes into the Heartseeker, completely depletes his turn meter, and then we get the win in pretty quick time frame. Now with my Renegade, the other thing with my Renegade is she's not masteried. So she's not fully masteried. And I don't do anything the first round with her, just the A1. The second round though, she's faster than everybody else. So she's going to do Sacrificial Ritual, and then they're going to do the Seer, nuke again. And then in the Sacrificial Ritual here, but I'm going to prioritize Lash Out first. So if she can hit as well, because she's the fastest, she doesn't land the decreased speed typically right away. So that's the only downfall of this, but I think it's still a pretty decent team comp. So I'm hoping that she gets around to the Sacrificial Ritual as quickly as possible. Another viable champion is Renegade in the refresh gear, right? Because if she can continuously do the Sacrificial Ritual, then you're just going to keep on nuking with all your other champions. So again, if I had Kymar, the team would go a lot faster by maybe like 5 or 10 seconds, but I don't have Kymar, so it's no big deal. So let's go in here. Let's go ahead and run this team for you so you can see how fast it is. Now, if we get lucky and get the procs, like she gets the Cycle of Violence cooldown with Seer, then let's see what happens. Did we get it? We're going to find out right now. We did not get it, but we got an extra turn. So there you go. So sometimes you get the extra turn on our A1 as well, which is pretty fantastic. So you got the triple hitter from Renegade, double hitter from Lydia, quad hitter. Then you got her coming back around. Now it looks like he's going to take a turn, but we've got the Mastery Evil Eye to decrease the turn meter with both of those champions, Lydia and Seer. Then we do the big hit with our Cold Heart. And now we're just going to start utilizing, hopefully, our big abilities. Boom, there's the Karma Burn. Okay, here we go. We got to get back around to our big ability again. There's the Sacrificial Ritual. Boom. Big ability. One more big ability from Royal Guard should do it. And there you go, 53 seconds. So not a bad team at all. So guys, let me know what you guys think about this this comp down in the comments down below. I'm going to go ahead and show you the gear. Now it is pretty gear intensive at this point of my game progression. So you will have to have good gear at this point. And the other thing that's really important to note is that you need to have somebody in a shield set, right? So that's going to help with more buffs. The more buffs you add, the more damage Seer is going to do with Karma Burn. Plus, I do highly recommend you want to put on Blood Shield rings as well. The more buffs that you can add to your team, the more damage that Seer is going to do. So the other champion I have here, so she's the only legendary. The rest are epics or lower. So we've got our Royal Guard here. Now I just have him in double perception and speed. So 4,000 attack, 100% crit rate, 252 crit damage, 309 accuracy, and 224 speed. So he has to be faster than your Seer. So everybody needs to be basically faster than Seer. You can't make her go first or else it's going to mess up the turn order. And the reason why I have him fast is also for the Skavag boss. And then I also have, of course, Seer here. So she's in a Savage set. You kind of have to do Savage set unless you can get like 320 plus crit damage. Then maybe you could consider potentially not having to go with the Savage set. I just would be careful. Be very mindful that it may or may not work. I have never tried it without a Savage set. So mine's at 284 crit damage, and it works just fine. I dropped the waves with no problem on stage 20 and on stage 25. And yeah, we're good there. Just mix and match pieces next to it. And then, of course, I went down with Flawless Execution for her. Again, Cycle of Violence. We got Evil Eye, and then Master Hexer, which helps extend those weekends if she places them. They are fully booked as well, so all the champions do have to be fully booked other than, well, actually no, they all have to be fully booked. So for Renegade, the only thing you don't need to worry about for Renegade is, this is the only thing you really need fully booked for Renegade. Everything else you do not need fully booked for her. Just get the Sacrificial Ritual booked and you're good. Masteries, I don't have them, so if I do have the masteries, I'm more than likely going to go with some more damage if I can do it. I don't really care about the defense tree. I'm just going to go with more damage. And then the support tree, I'm going to want to go down to Evil Eye and Cycle of Magic, because we get a chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn at the start of every turn. So we're hoping that we can reduce the Sacrificial Ritual cooldown so we can use that again, and then all of our other allies will get their big abilities back once more. So that's what I would use there. And then of course, Refresh Gear. Highly recommend going with Refresh Gear. Now I do have Refresh here, so I could put this on her. That's going to be super beneficial. So we can refresh and use her ability for Sacrificial Ritual. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. So for future reference, she can hopefully just use this gear, 5% chance to prevent skill cooldown. She utilizes it again to Sacrificial Ritual, hopefully, and then that could potentially lead me into an even faster run going forward. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention as well is the gear sets. We got Divine Speed, which adds an HP self-shield for 3 turns. So Divine Speed is going to add another buff. You might not see that buff, but it is going to be a buff that the game can see, right? The coding, it's in the coding that it's another buff. So then, boom, that's going to be more damage for your Seer. Now, the other champion I had was Coldheart. So she's at, again, 263 speed. The reality is you just care about speed and accuracy. And if you can get the damage stats and everything else, then go for it. But that's the last thing you need to worry about. If you want more speed, of course, with the run, then more damage is going to make your run up slightly faster with Renegade with more damage. So for Coldheart, where's she at? She's level 60, I believe. All right, so I used my number 1 Coldheart. So she has a Cruel set and Attack set. Or actually, no. Cruel set and almost 2 Perception sets. Not quite. So for her, 196 speed, 81% crit rate, 271 crit damage. Now I probably could end up using this one instead, and we might go faster. Because she has 214 speed, so she might be a little bit better, now that I think about it. Maybe I'll do that switch and see what happens. The only difference is I use this one because it's a destroy gear for a Scarab boss, so she is helpful for my Scarab team, and plus she's faster. So yeah, maybe I'll make a switch really quick and try to run it again for you guys. But for her, again, 214 speed, 71% crit rate. The thing is, you don't need to worry about 100% crit rate on her, because this ability right here has an additional 30% chance to crit. So for her, she is fully booked. So is the other one. I think the other one just has a little bit more damage than her. She's 216 crit damage, whereas this one is 271 crit damage. So she does have a lot more damage scaling, and that might be why I'm using her. But in stage 20, that doesn't really matter because she's going to hit big damage regardless. So let me go back there one more time. See her. Here's her stats. And then we've got my Lydia. Lydia definitely needs to be fast, by the way. Like 250 speed. Good stats. And then fully masteried. She's in defense and support tree for masteries. She also has Evil Eye, which is helpful against the dungeon boss. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Royal Guard, if I put him in crit damage or Savage set, would be even stronger. But again, I needed the accuracy because I use him in Doom Tower as well against the Dark Fae boss. I did put him in Helm Smasher, so Helm Smasher here. Now, I do recommend you could probably just go with Flawless Execution so he does more consistent damage. But Helm Smasher is just hopefully a procs and he hits even more damage on the boss. But yeah, you might want to go with the Flawless Execution instead. So let me actually make a quick switch here. I'm going to make a quick switch, put in my other Coldheart, see if that makes it a little bit faster. And the reason why I'm putting her instead is because she's faster, because it does get a little bit close. I haven't lost yet. I've run it about 15 times. It's 100% win rate so far, but the other one being a little bit slower, it comes down to the wire where you saw it was very close for that boss taking a turn. So I definitely don't care about this ability against him, but I do want to open with Flurry and then go with Heartseeker. Since she's faster, hopefully we won't really have to cringe when we're just like, oh, please don't take a turn, boss, and then they end up killing us because the boss hits pretty damn hard. Let's see what happens here. Can we get a faster time? So there's one. Hopefully we get that proc. Let's see what happens. Come on, Seer. Nope, we did not get the proc. This is going to be a little bit of a slower run. We didn't get lucky there. Seer will get back to her turn before they take a turn, though, so that's helpful. You also want to keep in mind the mastery that allows you to go faster the more enemies you kill on the offense tree for Seer in order for her to take a turn 2 times before the second wave takes a turn. So let's see what happens here. Boom, there's the good proc there. Extra turn. All right. I'm going to do Sacrificial Ritual again. Boom. Okay, Karma Burn again. And then Seer's gonna, or Cold Heart's gonna finish it off. So 54 seconds. You know what, let's run that one more time. One last time. I want to see it get a faster time here. Again, we haven't lost this a single time yet. I've run it close to, we're getting close to 20 times at this point. I think this is gonna be 17 now. And I've had no issues with this team. Can we get an extra turn? Nope. So we're getting unlucky with the Cycle of Violence as well. So if we get lucky with Cycle of Violence, or we get a proc from our refresh gear, then it really helps us and speeds up the run a little bit more. But again, he doesn't end up taking a turn. It's like speed tune just right enough where he gets so close and then we drop his turn meter. So there's a drop of turn meter, drop a turn meter, drops it again, and then the Sacrificial Ritual. And at this point, it's like, it's already over, buddy. So there you go. We're going to do another nuke with our Cold Heart, and it's over. Boom. 53 seconds. So yeah, so it's still roughly around the same time frame. The fastest time is 49 seconds when I get a good proc from my refresh accessory or from the Cycle of Violence masteries. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you on a video soon. Peace.